here on Cemetery Whispering channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I promise you won't fall asleep tonight.
The Scarecrow. One night I slept over at my friends Sergey and Ira's house after a good booze fest on their wedding anniversary. It was fraught with danger to drive in my condition, and he had a large house inherited from his grandmother, with lots of room. It was a reasonable offer, especially for a bachelor with no one waiting at home. "Watch out, the lights are often turned off at night," Serge warned me. "So be careful. My son is always throwing toys around. He almost killed himself once." I said I understood, and took the sheets and went to bed. Either I had had too much experience that evening, or the new place was taking its toll, but I slept exceptionally badly. I constantly had nightmares and felt stuffy, and with the window wide open. At 2 o'clock in the morning, on top of that, I was overcome by a terrible dryness. I fought the nightmares somehow, but the thirst made me wake up and go in search of water. There was no light in the house, as Serge had promised. However, my eyes were already used to the darkness, so I had no particular problems. When I got to the refrigerator, I took out a pack of cold juice and emptied it in one fell swoop. That's when I heard a soft, barely audible cry from a child. I frowned. Only Platon, Sergey's 4-year-old son, could be crying. I stood in the kitchen for a while, listening. But the crying continued, and Ira and Sergey were apparently sleeping too soundly. I returned the juice to the refrigerator and decided to see what was wrong with the baby. On the one hand, of course, it was not my concern, but to pretend that I did not hear anything. And to go to bed I also could not. Walking toward the sound, I reached the door at the farthest end of the hallway and stopped. The crying was definitely coming from behind the door, so I pulled it open and peeked into the room. It was a typical children's room, a sprawling bed on the left, a table by the window, a huge closet with a dark blur on the right side. "Platon?" I asked quietly. "It's Uncle Dennis. Why are you crying?" Someone moved in the corner. The crying stopped. "Aha, there's Platon," I thought, and went into the room. When I closed the door behind me, I walked over to the baby, who was sitting in the corner, wrapped in a blanket, sobbing softly, hugging some toy. "Well," I asked as kindly as possible, "why are we crying?" Platon was silent, then said quietly, "There's a bogeyman here." "What?" "Behind," the child whispered very quietly. I turned around. Of course, there was no one behind me. "It's in the closet." Platon stood beside me, "waiting for you to leave." I, muttering the proper words at such moments, saying that it was all a dream and there was nothing here, went to the closet. Platon remained standing in the corner. "Do you see? There's nothing here," I said, and opened the door. The cupboard was really empty. I persuaded Platon to go to bed, wished him good night, and promised to punish any bogeyman in the house. In the morning Sergey woke me up. He and I ate breakfast and got ready for fishing. Already near the lake I remembered my night's adventure and told it to my friend. Serge was silent and said, "Turn around." "What?" I looked at my friend with surprise. He was pale as death. Platon slept all night next to us. And in the far room down the corridor long ago my older brother slept. "Brother?" Serge nodded. "He was found dead when he was 4. He said he saw something coming out of the closet. And my son says he sees it, too."